Hey all, Jagger here with Elite Insurance Partners. Recorded a video this morning on why one of the largest Medicare brokerages in the nation uh, moved from one FMO to another. And while I was doing that, I decided, came up with another topic that is something that I talk about quite a bit with my peers in the industry. So, quick recap if this is the first video you've watched, since I'm now just getting out there, kind of want to explain to you guys who I am, who we are, what we do. We are one of the largest Medicare brokerages in the nation. Have been doing it since I was 20 years old, 35 now. I've owned my own call center brokerage for about 12 years now, and Lead Insurance Partners is coming up in September of 20. September this year will be coming up on 10 years. Uh, we have almost 250,000 policyholders on the books, dominantly Medicare supplements, and some of the stuff I'm going to show you today will actually you'll understand. You'll see it. You'll see some of the things that we're doing from an advertising perspective. I'm not going to do anything with my screen right now because I know you guys are going to look at that and see almost $700,000 in spend, and you see some date ranges there and stuff. Um, we spend a lot more than that on a monthly basis, and it's just up there for whatever screen recording I'm using right now is not allowing me to do what I want with it. So you guys can just stare at that while I'm talking here for a few minutes. So really, what I wanted to focus on, from my previous video, was talking about just doing the right thing for the consumer. What do we do from a sales organization now? Mind you, when I say we've got almost 250,000 policies on the books, that is true direct to consumer call center internal. Okay. Yes, we have some downline agents, but I don't include those in those numbers. So coming up on 250,000 policies on the books, that is some of my clients that I sold many years ago whenever I first started in the founded the company. And also, we've got a significant amount of agents, that are right on this outside of this wall over here, that are selling right now. So advertising and how we advertise, what we do to advertise. I'm not going to go through A to Z. I've got 12 minutes. I got a countdown in front of me, so this is going to be roughly about a 15-minute video. Advertising, I'm going to give you very high level, and I want to take some of the question out of some of your guys' heads on Medicare Advantage versus Medicare Supplement. So we do things very simple. Do what you would do for your loved ones, whether that be your parents, your grandparents, your people you love in your life, okay? If you're going to sell something to somebody, okay, sell what you would sell your own parents. It's pretty simple, okay? It's not hard. It's very simple, and I've lived by that for 10 years. You chase the dollars, you chase the cents, you chase the trips, you chase the conventions. You're not doing the right thing for the consumer. Okay, if you just do the right thing for the consumer 100% of the time, everything will work. And I want to show you guys some advertising that we're doing internally. And I'm not going to show you specific ads. I'm not going to show you my campaigns and all that type of stuff. But I'm going to wake some people up because they don't believe me whenever I say this. And I've got the data to back it up. Data drives my business. Data drives who we are, what we do internally, the type of leads that we generate, the type of leads that we give out to our sales team. Now, we have dominantly been a Medicare supplement shop. Last year, we did about 80% Medicare supplements, 20% Medicare Advantage. This year, right now, we're at 70-30. I think we'll be finished between 70 to 75% Med Sup and about 35% Medicare Advantage. Don't know exactly where it's gonna fall. TBD. A lot of changes with CMS. We'll kind of see what comes out of that over the time being, because we are on a lot of our contracts. We're top of hierarchy. We're the FMO, TPMO. That's in there. Again, we're not a huge focus on downlines and stuff like that, but there's a reason why I'm doing these videos. I'm doing these videos to help people. I want there to be better. If we don't fix this in the industry, unfortunately, we may not have an industry in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years if we keep allowing CMS to get involved because of all the CTMs and all the cruddy things that are happening to our seniors. So I'm just going to tell you the way that I'm going to tell you how we sell first, and then I'm going to tell you how we market and how those two come together. Okay, so when we get somebody on the phone, 6 out of 10 people are new to Medicare roughly, and 4 out of 10 people have some kind of Medicare plan, whether that be a Med Sup, a Medicare Advantage, original Medicare, and they don't have any kind of supplemental coverage. 6 out of 10 people get our full education, right? We go through A, B, Med Sup versus Medicare Advantage, or Med Sup, Medicare Advantage, Med Sup versus Medicare Advantage, explain A to Z, Med 101 with those clients. And those clients love it. That's the reason why we all have jobs. It's the reason why we are needed in this space. The day that we don't need to educate a consumer is the day that we're not needed as agents or agencies anymore. So let's hope that we're always needed and AI doesn't get so good that it gets rid of all of us. So with the other 40%, we end up finding out what they know, right? We do a lot of fact finding through our presentation, whether you're new to Medicare or you're replacing something. But we find out what their knowledge is. So if somebody has a Medicare Advantage, they're looking for a Medicare Advantage, they're just looking for a new benefit, or if they have a Med Sup and they're just trying to save some money, because that's what happens with Medicare supplements. They're moving. Number one is that they're just trying to save money because they got a rate increase, or number two, they're moving and they're trying to figure out what their options are at that point. So A to Z, 60%, 40%, we kind of, where we pick and choose, the education and stuff, but we still do needs analysis, fact finding, make sure that they're in the right coverage, right? When I say coverage, Medicare Supplement or Medicare Advantage. Okay, we're not biased one way or another. There's a need for Medicare supplements. There's a need for Medicare Advantage. I personally love Medicare supplements. That's what I'm going to buy. That's what I'm going to put my parents into. But at the end of the day, like, I completely understand there is a need, and the market tells us that, right? So we do have campaigns, and I can tell you, we are pretty damn accurate, okay, on these campaigns and Medicare supplements versus Medicare Advantage and the policy percentages and stuff like that. We're really good at advertising, and I can almost tell you with about 95% certainty, if somebody's going to buy a Medicare supplement or they're going to buy a Medicare Advantage policy just by some analytics that we do and stuff like that. And I'm going to give you a little insight there. I've got 7 minutes here, so I'm going to get right into this. Okay, so what you're looking at, don't worry about the revenue and cost, EIP costs. These are things that you don't need to look at. What I really want you to see, so what you need to look at is, yes, these are true numbers. We are generating leads at $74, $85. Yes, not the $5, $10, $15 leads that most people are used to. This is going to happen with the FCC. Right, you're not going to be able to buy shared leads in February of 2025. So you're not going to see maybe this number. I'm okay with paying this number because of the fact of the quality of the leads and the lifetime values and stuff like that. But a lot of people see these numbers and they're like, no, that's a lead cost. That's not conversation. Now, if you take this with this, all right, so just call it 50%, double that number. That is how much I'm paying per conversation, not per policy, per conversation, to get somebody on the phones to talk to one of my agents. So average lead cost is here, average contact ratio, so actually dialing, getting them on the phones. Here's our gross Medicare supplement closing ratio. So gross Med Sup closing ratio on this specific campaign is 9%. Gross Medicare, so Medicare, Med Sup, and Medicare Advantage. So we got a 3.4% uplift with Medicare Advantage. And then our MS to MA lead percentage, so that's all that's saying is 92% of our leads are coming in from Medicare supplements. in that scenario, okay? And then what are our actual policy counts? So MedSup to MA, how many, out of all the leads that I generated here, how many ended up turning into a MedSup? 72%. Okay, LIS, I'm not going to talk about. We look at LIS levels and stuff like that to see if they're dual eligible versus non-dual eligible. Here's your new to Medicare. So 43% are new to Medicare. And all this is looking at, it's just looking at T65. Now, our average client at enrollment's actually 68. That's not taking into consideration here. Okay, all this is really taking into consideration time at enrollment that they're 65. Okay. Here's our gross Medicare count again. These are only a subset of our campaigns. We got a whole bunch of other campaigns and stuff like that. So gross cost per Medicare policy, $589, and that's household, we do a lot of it's house rate. So our gross cost per Medicare policy, including household, spouse in the house, is roughly $499 for this specific campaign, $564 for this specific campaign. Okay, expensive, right? Expensive, and that's gross. That's not net. I'd love to tell you every single one of these policies are issued and approved. What I want you guys to see, and I've got 3.5 minutes to talk to you guys about this, and you can look at these numbers. But I want you to see, so this MS Medicare Supplement campaign, MA Medicare Advantage campaign, ME Medicare campaign. Big difference. Creative is MedSup specific. Creative is Medicare Advantage specific. Creative is Medicare specific. And when I say Medicare specific, in Creative, so keywords are MedSup, keywords are MA, keywords are Medicare. So Medicare plans, Medicare quotes, Medicare pricing. Medicare Advantage plans, Medicare Advantage quotes, Medicare Advantage pricing, Medicare Supplement or Medigap, right? So you would think that this one here, Medicare Advantage, you would think that, so 40% of people that are buying, that we're generating with Medicare Advantage keywords, Medicare Advantage content, okay, and creative, 4 out of 10 people are buying a Medicare supplement from us, and 6 out of 10 are buying a Medicare Advantage plan. All right. So those that tell me that, and the CPLs, CPLs are good, and I target these CPLs. Like I pay this much money because I want to. If I want to pay $50 a lead, I could, but I would get a reduction in leads and everything else along those lines. Like I'm okay with paying that, but I can target any CPL that I want to, whether it be $20, be $30, be $50. Now I want you to see this, right? So here's your gross cost per Medicare policy household again, right? So your overall is $499, MedSup $505, MA $480, ME $490. Okay, lifetime values on these policies. I've got 2 minutes here. MedSup $1,700, MA is $1,200. That's not including any ancillaries or anything else along those lines. You tack those on, we're north of $2,000 on MedSup. MA is like $1,450, almost $1,500. But if you get anything from this meeting, and I'd love to, if you have any questions, feel free to comment, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you end up seeing this video at. What I want you to see is, if you are an agent that sells both MedSup and Medicare Advantage, and your pitch is MedSup, Medicare, I don't tell my agents that this is a MedSup lead. I don't tell my agents this is an MA lead, right? They have no clue where that lead came from. They don't know if it came from Google, if it came from Bing, if it came from social media, if it came from TikTok. They have no idea where that lead came from. They treat the people the same 100% of the time. And if this doesn't show you, and this is true, accurate data live in my CRM, okay, if this does not show you anything, you're crazy. And if this does not help your business in any way, I'm sorry. But if you have questions, you've got follow-up, I'm more than happy to answer any questions, more than happy to help you out in any way that I possibly can. Feel free to reach out to me via wherever you see this at. I'm going to post this today. It's Friday, so happy Friday. And hopefully you got something out of this. Thank you.